and welcome to another video. We start this one off behind the driving instructor again, I'm afraid. Now I think that this guy was put off by a road sign, and I'm talking about the driving instructor, not the learner. You'll see up there to the left hand side this road sign here. Now I have zoomed it in so you won't be able to see the time on the dash cam, but we are about 40 minutes outside that time, so we can go down the road. What it doesn't tell you is where the road is, neither. It doesn't tell you that it's left at the roundabout, that the road is restricted at these times because there's a school down there. It doesn't say any of that. And there's another 3 signs down here, and not one of them says that's where the restrictions are down that road. Now, we've all been there when you see these signs. He's turning left. There's nothing coming from his right. He can just go. But he's stopped, he's seen these signs, and he's actually, I think, looking at his watch. What's the time and all that sort of stuff. Panic. I don't want to get an £80 fine by driving down a road that I shouldn't be driving down. And in the end, he decides to go down there, which he's entitled to do at this time of the day. But I think you should know your patch, mate. You should know your patch and the time, obviously. Now in the next clip, tell me you're on the phone without telling me you are on the phone. Look at the gap between that last Mercedes there and this Mercedes. Yeah, big gap, head down, obviously on the phone. It's just so bloody blatantly obvious. The signs are there, aren't they? Now I'm going to play this slowly because I can smell something. Just for a little while, because I can smell it. I can smell it. It's hiding. I know it's there. I can smell the bloody thing. There it is. There it is. The Fiat 500, the trainee Audi driver with a light out. It tried to hide behind the cars, but I saw it. The toy car, I saw the bloody thing. No hiding from me, matey boy. Now a little bit further down the road, the good old British workforce have closed a road. What road? I do not know. It just says there's a road closed ahead. Diversion coming back the other way. So basically it wants me to turn around. But what road is closed? I couldn't smell this one because look, its lights are all working. Well, the 2 driving lights are on anyway. But look, as we're driving down here, more signs everywhere, but nothing telling me which road it is. Yeah, why not reverse out into a main road, mate? Oh, silly me, it's a Birkin and Merc, innit? What do you expect? Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say something else, but reversing out onto a main road. Anyway, we're getting back to the good old British workforce. Now, my sat-nav, Waze, that I'm using, isn't telling me anything closed up here. So this must have only just happened, but it would be really nice if you let us know what road is closed, because I want to turn right under the bridge here, which most people do when they're coming down this road. They want to turn right and go under the bridge. That's not closed, it's further on. So everyone's taking detours away from this when they don't need to because the signage is shit. The good old British workforce, you've got to love them. And speaking of signage, what does that sign there mean? White arrow on a blue background pointing to the left. Keep left maybe? Keep left? No, keep right, isn't it? Silly me. Now in the next clip, I've got another obvious question for you. If you want to turn right, what lane do you get into? Yes, the right-hand lane, isn't it? It's just simple, isn't it? I'm turning right. So is the Mercedes in front of me. The Mercedes is taking an earlier right than me, which is fine. He's still in the correct lane and I'm still in the correct lane. But he does take an eternity to get into his slip road there, which gives numpty bollocks here the chance to actually get in front of me. He knows exactly what he's doing before anyone starts to defend this guy. Obviously, he's an open reach driver, so you know what they drive like. But when you see it from the rear, you will know that that was done deliberately just to queue jump, because he's behind the truck here. We're all moving over to the right hand side, the left as we're looking at it now, and he does have a little look, but then thinks, well, this lane is empty. I'm going to just go down here and just cut in. Just blatant queue jumping. That's all that is. There's no misunderstanding of anything. That is just blatant queue jumping, and the Mercedes here done me no favours at all in trying to block him off, which I would have done, to be honest. And a lot of people, oh, defensive driving. No, fuck defensive driving. That is a queue jumping arsehole. And speaking of arseholes, we haven't had an Audi yet, have we? We're coming round this bend here, and as you can see, there's parked cars. It's either parked cars on my side or the other side. It's one or the other. And then, as you can see, there's two vans parked on the right-hand side. I have priority, but it's an Audi, doesn't wait for me, and squeezes through the gap. Now, that there is incredibly tight. The camera doesn't do it justice. I know I keep saying that, but the camera doesn't do it justice. We go to the rear. I'll show you how close it is, where I'm almost on the pavement, because this thing will not wait, because they seem to think that Audis have priority no matter what. But then look at the guy behind that. I mean, what the hell is he doing? What a weird way to find a parking space. Yeah, always an Audi. Has everybody else got the same inconsiderate magnet on the front of their cars as what I have? I'm outside this hospital here, and we're going to go from my side camera to the front camera in this clip quite a bit, just to show you this absolute shit show here. We're looking at this car here that's just pulling in now. There's a zebra crossing going across it. Passengers getting out. That's fine, as long as you're quite quick there. And it is one way here, okay? Over there, you'll see someone coming in the no entry down a one-way street the wrong way. I call it a street, but it is one way, and it's a hospital, for goodness sake. So the person's getting out of this car. She wants to say goodbye and have a little conversation with everyone. We're trying to leave. We're trying to get out. But she's going to go walking around the car. She even says goodbye to the dog. Yeah, the dog that's sitting in the car. Look, that scratchy on the windscreen is for the dog. You'll notice that the other car there has gone through the no entry. Look. She's messing about with the dog, and finally she gets away, so we can actually move. There's someone waiting. The white BMW over there is still coming towards us, even though look where all the arrows are pointing. It finally sees all the arrows and then realizes it's made a clanger and decides to go back the other way. Complete numpties everywhere I go. So we've gone back to the front camera now, and we're going to go round. Obviously, we've got to wait for this idiot in the BMW to get out of our way now. Yeah, got to keep the zebra crossing clear as well, which is obvious. Yeah, so we're waiting for this one to do whatever the hell it's going to do, and it's going to park up. So it's Q jumped really to get to that space of, that is the drop-off point, by the way, where you're supposed to drop people off. So the girl is having another conversation with the people that's just dropped her off. Someone else is reversing out of the drop-off point. They had just literally dropped off before this black car in front of us. So now we can go. Now we can go after all that pissing about. But then the BMW decides it doesn't want to be there and just comes back. Just starts to reverse. Look, will ya? I don't know what it was looking at. It was like, well, no one could be in my way. I'm a BMW driver, right? They get out of my way, didn't they? Will ya? And it just started to reverse on me. Didn't have a clue about what was around him or nothing. Complete shit show. And speaking of shit show, yeah, we're at the Rose Hill roundabout again. And as you know by now, this lane that I'm in is the A297. And if you want to stay in the lane to go down the A297 to Wimbledon, you've got to do what I do. If you go in any of the other lanes, you will be in the wrong lane. So you've got to take this lane here. That is the only one that's marked up for the A297. But there is, look up the distance there. There's one that's already gone across. 2, 3, 4. 4 vehicles was in the wrong lane there. There was only 5 vehicles in front of me. I don't think I've ever gone round that roundabout where everyone's got it right, you know. I really haven't. So we talk sometimes about driving styles on this channel. We're looking at the driving style of this VW behind us. I'm going to change lanes, and he's going to follow me eventually. The Range Rover behind him has already changed lanes, but then look, fast acceleration, no indication, but fast acceleration to get there. Obviously got a fast acceleration foot, but not a fast acceleration brain, because he should have done it a lot earlier. So what I mean about driving styles is that is what he does. He's going to do exactly the same thing again. We've all gone past a few people here. It's fine because it's 2 lanes. You can be in either lane. There's no merging turn or nothing like that. There's 2 lanes that go up to the roundabout. And he's going to do exactly the same thing. Again, in front of this lorry. Why do people it is a driving style, isn't it? You know, I leave a bit of a gap here now, and then watch the acceleration. But to go where? Look what's in front of us. Woo! Fast acceleration to get where, mate? To get where? What an absolute bellend. Yeah, you can hear that I wasn't very impressed with him in the car here. And it didn't really do him any good because I passed him anyway on the inside because my lane was moving quicker. Now, I have a question for you guys. 2 lanes go off to the right hand side here, okay? But then when we get round the roundabout here, 1 lane disappears because of a bus lane, and then we all have to get over to the right. So I'm in the left hand lane and I do have to get over to the right hand side. It does change a little bit further down the road though. I do not have to go over to the right as early as what I did, but there was a gap and I took it. I could go all the way down there to on the left hand lane there, all the way down to the front before I pulled in, and that will be classed as a merge-in turn. My prerogative, I didn't do that. I came in early. Now, my question is, the Mercedes that's in front of this Mercedes in front of me comes out of this lane and shoots down the inside. Is that still classed as a merge-in turn or queue jumping? For me, it's queue jumping because you've got to come back out into this lane. For me, it's queue jumping. He's not the only one. Behind us, it's a Kia and a Range Rover. The Range Rover's in the correct lane and it can go down the inside, but the Kia cuts across someone behind it without indicating or anything like that, cuts across and is going to go down the inside. It was in the correct lane, the lane that doesn't have to move over. So, and well, when you go to the front camera, you can see it's more aggressive than the Range Rover as well. You see how aggressive it is there really quickly to the Range Rover. The Range Rover I haven't got a problem with at all because it was in that lane. I do not know if the woman was on her phone in the Kia because she did have her hand up by her ear. And then she cuts in here, which I do let her in. Stupid place to put indicators, by the way. What a design fault that is. Bad design fault from the Kia there. Yeah, so queue jumping or not? For me, both of them were queue jumping. The Range Rover wasn't. And a little bit further down the road, I've still got that Kia in front of me. And this road here goes into 2 lanes. It obviously goes to the shortest queue, which is the right-hand lane. Although there's arrows saying straight on there, it is a right turn only lane, that lane. The reason there isn't a right turn only lane sign is because people might be turning right here. They might think it's a right turn and turn right there. But after that, there should be some more road signs on the ground saying that this is a right turn only lane. Because for me, again, this is queue jumping. I've speeded it up here because we are in heavy traffic and it was really slow. But all these cars on the right hand side here, they all want to come over. All of them. The trouble is there isn't enough right turn only lane signs on this road, and this happens every single day, and it's the same people that do it every single day that shoot down the outside and cut in. They know exactly what they're doing, but until you see a right turn only sign on the ground, I suppose they're allowed to do it. Now in this one, I've got a question for you guys. Now I put this video on maybe 3 or 4 videos ago about this learner in front of us that didn't put his handbrake on, and he's got his foot on the pedal, which is why we got brake lights in front of us. And a lot of people contacted me saying, well, when I put my handbrake on, the lights stay on like you've got your foot on the foot pedal. And they said as well that you should know this, Tony, because you've got the same car, you've got the same Kia. And it's sort of like, well, it is and it isn't the same Kia. My car's fully electric. The car in front of us is a hybrid one. So it is pretty similar. But when I put my handbrake on in my car, the lights go out. That's the whole point of it. You put your handbrake on to stop the lights shining in the guy behind you's face. Does your car do that? Is the question I'm asking. Well, my car doesn't. As soon as I put my handbrake on and my foot's off the pedal, the lights go out. Your car really should do the same. Let us know in the comment section down below, how does your car behave on that? As soon as you put the handbrake on, for me, your lights should go out. Anyway, guys, that's all we've got time for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.